Right now I want to show you the favorites function on the Garmin nuvi 30, 40 and 50 series of automotive GPS. So first, what are favorites? Well, you go to your where to, and this is the list of options Garmin gives you to find a point of interest or somewhere to route to with your GPS. So you can type in an address, have a default for going home, so that's a one button press to go to an address. Points of interest, recently found points, favorites, which is what I want to talk about, intersections, extras, cities, browse map and coordinates. So I want to talk about favorites. Let's click on it. So I've added some favorites already. You can see there I've got the 4, there's 8, and then there's one more. So Garmin's got their defaults in there, and I've added a few more of my own. Now, if I want to route to any one of these, I can just click on it and it comes up on a map and I can just hit go and go straight to it. So these are the places I like to go to, be it often or just on a certain trip. I've put in all my favorites for a trip to a different city that I don't know my way around. So now that I have these 9, let me show you how to add some more favorites. First, you can go to, say, points of interest if you choose, and let's say I want to add the airport or my rental place or whatever. So let's add the airport, air transportation, and there's my McCarran Airport here in Vegas. So now I can just hit save on that point, and now it's saved to my favorites. So it's that easy. I can pick any one of these points of interest in here from this page, any place I find, and just hit save and it gets added to my favorites. The other thing I can do is go to the map screen and click on the map, and I want to drag it around, and I say, you know what, I found the place up here I really liked. I want to remember this park here. So I just press it with my finger and that's the area. Now I can save it and I can either enter the name or just hit done, and it's going to enter it to my favorites. But what it's going to do is name it that exact address. That's how it's going to name that favorite. So let's go back to my favorites and you can have a look at where we're at. So these are the things I've just added. There was my airport and there's the point on the map I just added. So these are all listed here down here. Now, I currently have 11 favorites. That is the maximum number of favorites you can have before categories kicks in. Now, what do I mean by categories? Well, let's go to McCarran Airport and let's click on that actual bubble there. Now on my icon, I can edit, delete, or go to it. I want to edit. Here I can change the name of the icon or the favorite. I can change the symbol. You can see up here it's a little pin. So let's change the symbol. I want to change it to a moose. Okay, so now it's a moose. So change phone number. So here I can add or change the phone number if there's one already entered. And finally, I can change a category. Let's click that. So these are the categories available to me from my current points of interest in my favorites list. So this is defaulted to a transit because that's what it was when I took it out of the point of interest list. That's what Garmin had already given that point. But I could make it food, entertainment, bank. But this is all the list of things I have already running. So I can choose from one of these or hit new and type in a new category by just going new space cat and go done. And now it's in my new cat as well. So if we go back to my my favorites, see they're still listed. Now let's add one more. So as I said, I've currently got 11 in my list. Let's add a 12th and see what happens. And let's do a point of interest right here. Save. Okay. Go back. Favorites. Now you see them listed by categories. I can still view all, but it doesn't default to that. So there's the 12th one I just added. I can now look at the categories available in my points of interest. So they've been broken down into all the different categories, including my new category. So it can be listed in more than one category. You can see there McCarran's in both transit and my new category. So you can make your own categories or however you best want to sort your favorites. Now one thing to note is, if we go back up here, list all favorites, and let's delete this last one I just made. Let's go to its bubble, hit delete, yes, delete. Now, if we go back and click on favorites again, I'm now back to a list without the categories because I'm back to 11 items in my favorites. So again, once you hit 12, the categories kicks in. So that's a quick look around how to use the favorites and sort them and use the categories on your Garmin GPS nuvi 30, 40 and 50 series automotive GPS.